I'm at home today working in the Rock Solid HQ. We've got some clients in and I've got some great people to talk to on Skype, but there is a common problem I want to talk to you about today. Is it recording? Oh, God. Yeah, you've guessed it, it's the scales. It's those numbers. And at some point in your life, you may well have measured or weighed yourselves, whether it be the scales or a label in your clothes or body fat or actual tape measures. And we've all done it, I've done it, Baz has done it, all of us. But there's one big problem with that, one massive problem, and I'm going to tell you what it is. There's always a certain point or a certain destination or a certain feeling that we don't want to have. For example, I don't want to get to that weight, that number, because that just will, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be that. Or, oh, I really don't want to get so big that I have to wear a dress size, whatever it is, 12, 18, 24, whatever it is for you. And we all have that benchmark that we don't want to get to. And this is the real problem. This is the big one. Are you ready for it? You see, what happens is when we focus on a number on the scales, a label in our clothes, or whatever it is, we put our worth, our self-worth on that, because that becomes our only satisfaction, our only outlet for happiness in life. Oh, if I jump on the scales and I've lost a pound, yeah, day's gonna go great. Or if I get to 16 stone, well, that just means my life is over. Or, oh no, I had to buy a large today. Oh gosh, I've never bought a large before. But you all know the real issue with clothes shopping, that every single different shop you go to is a different clothes size. But we put our happiness on these numbers, and that's a real problem. And I hear you, I really do, because in actual fact, I have a confession to make. And that confession is that I used to do that. I literally used to wake up every single morning and my first thought was, what number am I on the scales? And I was obsessed with it. And my every waking minute was thinking, how much food am I eating? Is this going to put weight on the scales in the morning? Am I going to have lost weight in the morning? And if I didn't have a poo that day, I would be so disappointed, because it would mean that I would weigh more on the scales the next day. And I even got into the trap of literally, waking up a bit later so that the scales would weigh a bit less, so that I could have a good, happy day. But in actual fact, that's really no way to live your life at all. Measuring yourself on a number. Because what you have to understand is this, and I want you to come close for this one. You're more than a number. On any scale, on any dress size, you're worth much more than that. You're mum, you're a friend, you're a wife, you're a husband, you're a soulmate. You are you. You're the one that makes someone smile, or you're the one that gives someone inspiration, or maybe you're the one that everyone depends on, but most importantly, you're the one that everyone loves. Because let's just get real for a minute, okay? Like real. And let's look at this. When you're walking down the street, you don't see somebody and go, oh look, there's Betty, she's a size 22. Or you don't walk down the street and go, oh look, there's Phyllis, she's a size 6. You just don't do it. You don't do that sort of thing, but we do it to ourselves. How about when you meet someone, when you're introducing someone to somebody for the first time? You don't say, Mike, I'd really like you to meet my friend Betty. And Betty, well, you know, she's a bit overweight, bit of a saggy tummy, not really confident in herself, and is actually wearing a size 16 at the moment. You just don't do that. You go, Mike, here's Betty. Betty's a fantastic woman. I've known her for years. She's one of the best friends I've ever had. Oh, and did you know she's into whitewater rafting? Or whatever it is. We talk about the person who they are. We don't talk about that number. And I'm going to drill it into you again. The number that we put our self-worth on. And the issue here is, when we start panicking, what do? We go for the quick fixes. We have the shakes, or we do the cabbage diet, which makes us basically fart like troopers and stink completely. But we do this to ourselves for vanity, because we don't feel we're enough of something. We help people just like this. People who are sick and tired of the diet industry and the false promises they give to people like you and me, because I've done it, of losing weight fast. But we all know what happens, that weight goes back on, and that promise is completely demolished. And in our world, we help people like that to break free from that. Because let's face it, you're not just a number, and you know that. So look, what am I trying to say here? I've made my confession. I've told you that I've done it. I've told you that I've been there. I've told you that you're worth more than a number. But what if you're still sat on the fence? Well, let me put this to you. The key to life is about happiness. And when we're healthy, we feel happy, we feel good, we feel strong in ourselves. So how about this? How about the only diet you ever have to do, which is once, is the healthy diet. Just being healthy every single day. Asking the question when you get up in the morning, how can I be healthy today? How can I be the best me today? That's what I did. That's what I focus on every day. 100%. Don't use the scales, because I know I'm worth more than that, and I'm not just a number.